No, this is not funny. This is... stand over!
This is Mornings with Matt, the Dear Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
Alrighty, welcome everybody to the Mornings with Matt show. I'm going to start, we're going to repeat some stuff. Sorry for starting late and without audio. This time, I was nice the first time. This time, I'm going to be mean. Not mean. I'm just going to be mad. Here's the deal. Joey slept in. The heck, bro.
Facts.
Slept in. I called him. He went back to sleep. Bummer.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to be mean at me right now. Because legit, and I'm excited for this. Actually, this is my version of mean, by the way. That's as mean as I get. So you don't have to be that scared about it, you know. Like you could be like, oh no, he's gonna be mean to me.
No.
Okay. So on me though, there were a couple times when I needed to run the show, and then I told myself I need to learn this better, and I haven't done that. I got to put myself through a fire drill essentially.
Yeah.
So what I got to do is undo everything, redo everything, make the mistakes, do it again. I mean, that's what I make you do. It's what I make everybody do. I got to know this stuff because unfortunately stuff happens and people, you know, sometimes can be people and can make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I don't know, you this morning.
Yeah.
My man Joey. I love this kid so much. And he does a lot and he's good at what he does. But not when he's not here. When he's not here, he's terrible. He's the worst when he's not here because, you know, he's not here. So anyway, that happened today. So apologize, but we're here now. We're rocking. We'll probably just delete that beginning of the video, Joey, when we're done.
Yeah, just trim it.
Okay, so here's what the episode's about. The episode's about me apologizing for being late. No.
So far it kind of was.
Well, it wasn't, but now it is. I mean, that's the thing. And then I'm apologizing for no sound. Blah, blah, blah.
Lots of apologies.
But I'm done with that. So here's the deal. Today's episode is entitled Don't Ever Say This Word. Don't ever say this word. And what's interesting is on the previous start that nobody could hear. It was great. I had a feeling, by the way, that it was Rodecaster. Like I was like,
it wasn't Rodecaster.
It wasn't.
No, it's the so when I said USB, you gotta choose the USB capture HDMI, not the USB PNP.
I said PNP. I was like, I'm gonna hit the PNP. I said that. Interesting. All right. So anyway, here we go. So I, when we started the first time, I asked Joey, I'm like, so what's the word? Like had him guess, and he guessed it like right off the bat. I was like, yeah. And I gave him one of these and everything. It was great. You didn't hear it, but it was great. And he guessed the word can't. And that is so right. You don't say the word can't ever. Don't say can't. Take it out of your vocabulary. Right, Joey?
Right.
You got it. You got to remove it. You got to eliminate it. What's going on your phone?
I was making sure that there is now sound.
Yeah, please make sure there's sound. Make sure there's video.
Yeah, there's.
Make sure people are loving us.
We're good.
By the way, do love us.
Yeah.
Through all of our mistakes, love us, please. And the way you can love us, hit that subscribe button. You know, subscribe, wherever it is. It's over there someplace. Hit the subscribe button. Share this light-driven content with the planet. Okay, so don't say the word can't. Why do we want to avoid the word can't like the plague?
Because it's a negative, self-fulfilling prophecy.
Very good, Joe.
Yeah.
Joey's like, I know all the facts. Yes, that's right.
I just heard that.
That's right. It's negative. And here's the thing. So I believe very much in affirmations. And affirmations in general are this. It's what you say to you. That's it. So people have made like great livings off of helping people create affirmations that they say to themselves and repeat to themselves every day. That's a good thing to do. But in general, if you just track what you say to yourself in your mind, you'd be surprised how many times you're beating yourself up. And that's why they actually have you write down affirmations and repeat specific affirmations, because if you just let your mind do what it's going to do, it seems like people default to negativity. We go to worst case scenarios. We remember past negative mistakes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, instead of focusing on the good. And we've all got good, Joey.
Yeah.
You know, you're good.
Thank you.
I don't care you slept in even after I woke you up. I don't care you went back to sleep. You know, that was a mistake, but we're not going to focus on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So here would be the mistake that honestly you might have made in the past. And no longer do you make this because you're infected with the positivity of the Deering Acting Studio. You might have said, I just can't wake up in the morning. Don't ever say can't. Don't ever say can't. But you might have said that back in the day. Like, I just can't get up. That's a mistake, because you're telling yourself what you can and cannot do, and your body will respond. In turn, it will respond.
I would say I'm not a morning person. That's what I would say.
I'm not a morning person.
I'm not a morning person.
That's another one. Take it away. Take it away.
I am not a morning person is what I used to say all the time.
Yeah, remove, and you've removed that.
I love being up late at night and then sleeping, and it's great.
Not
anymore.
Now remove that too. Yeah, right. Because here's the thing. If you, depending on what you focus on, that becomes your reality. You know what I did? I told you this, Joey. Yesterday, okay, I flossed my teeth.
Yeah, because
of Joanne Stafford was on the show, and I was like, what do winners do? Because it was winners versus losers was yesterday's episode. Great episode, by the way. What do winners do? And she put in the comments, winners floss their teeth every day. And I was like, she's so right about that. You know, winners floss their teeth. Winners do the things that are annoying to do, that are hard to do, that you don't feel like doing, so that you can avoid massive pain in the future.
Yeah.
That's what winners do. So I was like, I'm a winner. I'm going to floss my teeth. So I did. I flossed my teeth yesterday, and it felt good, by the way. Now, the point there is focus, is like, what do you, so if I took flossing of the teeth, right? And let's say I haven't flossed in a month. Okay. I could think to myself, oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, flossing is painful. Oh, flossing takes a long time. Oh, flossing is annoying. Oh, having to floss adds this extra time to my routine. Oh, flossing is blah. I can do that because honestly, they're all true. Or I can be like, I'm preventing gingivitis. I'm preventing a big, huge, massive dental bill for the cost of a little string, like so cheap. I am creating a healthy mouth that does actually impact the rest of my body. It's very connected to everything that's going on. And so I'm preventing all kinds of different diseases by doing this one healthy thing. I am a winner who flosses his teeth. That's what so I could say either one. I can choose either one. Now, guess what? Depending on which one I say, I am way more likely to continue flossing my teeth if I tell myself the one story. It's all about stories, right? So that's where the word can't comes in, or like I'm not, or whatever. These negative affirmations, as soon as you start to say it, you start to believe it. And as soon as you start to believe it, what you believe comes true. That's how belief works. Belief is so important. That's why we got to set goals. We got to do affirmations. We got to visualize, and then you have to have this like path you're going to go on. So as soon as you say can't, this is a good one. I mean, everybody's heard this one before, but I'll repeat it. When you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. Boom. If you've never heard that one, write it down. If you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So as soon as you believe you can't do something, then you can't do it. Now here's a deal. Okay, I I am not currently somebody who is proficient at an instrument. Why? Is it because I can't? No. It's because I just haven't made that a focus. And so I could say, I haven't made learning an instrument a focus. Right now, it's not something that is important to me. Cool. No problem. I get that. It's like if I said to myself, I drink a ton of coffee and I'd love to get off of coffee. But right now, I just don't want to. Okay, I'm fine with that. I just don't want to. You don't want to? You don't want to. That's fine. But don't say you can't. Don't say like I need coffee to have my energy, because those things are not true. You know they're not true deep down. You're just making excuses for things. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove from our vocabulary the negativity. We're going to remove the word can't, and we're going to replace it with what can you do. You always want to focus on what can you do. And then going even deeper, like let's go to the mornings here. If Joey's saying, I can't wake up in the morning, or I'm not a morning person, and we've had this conversation before, but why is he saying that? Probably because he wants to play video games at night. Probably because he loves the feeling of his bed more than he loves the feeling of success. Okay. Well, that may be where he's at. Okay. But don't say can't, because can't is not true. So then we got to go to the why, and then we got to go, okay, what do you believe in? Like, what's your true, honest belief system? You either believe getting up in the morning is important, or you don't. You got to have a strong, compelling why to pull you through things that are hard or inconvenient. Another example, very easily, is going back to the flossing, how simple that is. But if I believe that flossing benefits my life, I believe it's going to help me long term, my why can become very strong. And when I see the floss, it can actually bring me joy. It can bring me excitement, because I know in my belief system what this thing is doing for me. And I can, then that's how you create good habits. But the good habits come from having a very strong and compelling why. All right. So if you're out there, if you're listening right now, what's something that you either have told yourself in the past or currently are struggling with in this idea of a negative thought pattern? Something that that you've said or you are saying right now to yourself that you think is holding you back. Or here's another one. What's a habit? What's something that you seem to be doing on repeat that you don't like, but you don't know where the core source is coming from? And I think that's a good question for you, Joey. I'm gonna pose this to you. So what's something that you're doing on repeat right now that you don't like, that you'd love to have be something that didn't bring you down, and yet maybe you don't even know where the source is coming from? It's just something that seems to keep popping up. You got anything?
I don't have anything for that. I was going to, based on your question, just talk about teaching, because that was something I told myself I couldn't do for a long time because I didn't think I was good at it. And now I'm teaching. So but I've seen like the flip there, whereas it's exactly what you're talking about. As soon as you believe it, you flip it, then it becomes easier. So there's still the challenges of teaching. There's still the work you have to put in beforehand. There's still mistakes you're going to make. But if you don't believe it and you go in to teach the room, then it's never going to be good.
Yeah. I specifically remember 2 days ago, after the virtual script classes were done, and I checked in with you, or it was yesterday I checked in with you. 2 days ago you taught them. And I checked in with you, and you said to me with a smile on your face, the kids' virtual class yesterday was the best kids' virtual class we've ever taught at the studio. No offense. With a big happy smile on your face.
I did say that.
Okay. Now, did you enjoy teaching that class?
Yes.
It brought you joy.
Yeah.
So you're getting paid, you're helping others, and yet you're the one getting joy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you started teaching a little bit because you had to, because Brian was out, and I asked for help, and you stepped up in a big way. I mean, you didn't have to, but you just did. Like, you kind of made the choice and kind of got in there. And then once you were in there, you realized, oh, I can do this. Oh, this is kind of fun. Oh, I'm good at this, you know? And there are people who are going to be good teachers and not good teachers. Anybody can teach themselves to teach, but it is a discipline like anything else. And Joey spent a lot of time around us, seen a lot of the classes, and he has a heart for helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to some of the teaching on that Tuesday because I was in the room, and I meant to comment on it because you had a great class. And that just made me very happy, because you're right that there's a lot of work involved. And to do it right, you've got to prepare. You got to know your stuff, and you got to know your stuff so well that you can go away from what you got planned and deal with the students that are right in front of you and teach them.
Yeah.
But when you do that, it brings you, there's all this joy that comes from it. There's all this euphoria that comes. But that only comes from the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, if I didn't enjoy my own class, like if I didn't have fun teaching, students probably didn't have that much fun.
Yeah.
You know, like they might have been new for them. Some things might have been cool. They might have grown. Like it wasn't the worst. But if I'm not having a great time, like I'm not just like loving life in the room, then they're not to the highest level that they could.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a state of mind that we always want to put ourselves in, is like, how do I prepare such a class that I cannot wait to teach this lesson, you know? And that's what we did this week. That's what's interesting, is when I created the lesson plans and we talked about it, I was like, this is good. Like, I can't wait to teach this. This is really good stuff. And you agreed, and it was like super fun. But it came from the prep. It came from knowing our stuff, and it came from a genuine excitement from us, which is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah. And he's right. He used to say, oh, I can't teach, or I don't want to teach. It's not something I'm interested in. I'm really just interested in this. And I would say to him, cool, then I don't want you teaching, but I suggest you open your mind to the possibility, because I think you'd be very good at it. And I think there might be a time when you'd be very useful in doing that thing. So
Yeah.
I just ask you to keep an open mind. But I would not ever put anyone, Joey or anybody, in front of a class here at the Daring Acting Studio if they didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
If they were saying, I don't want to do this. I wouldn't put Brian in front of the class. I would try not to put me in front of the class.
Mm-hmm.
If I said to myself, I don't want to be here tonight, I'd be like, dude, can you teach for me? Because I'm not in a right state of mind to lift up other people. That would be a mistake.
For sure. No, that makes total sense.
No, that's cool. So I can tell you, like, for me, one of those things has been, for the longest time, has been like I would get this inflammation in my body, in my face, and and I would feel sometimes energized, sometimes not, sometimes up, sometimes down, having mood swings, et cetera, et cetera. And getting to the core of of my own motivation and my own like lifestyle and what do I really want in life and everything. And I knew what I wanted, but I'm like, why am I, the coronavirus, knocked me and knocked a lot of people, but that's no excuse. Like, that's a terrible excuse. Matter of fact, if anything, you should have been 10xing. And like I told myself and everybody else when this first started, I'm like, this is our opportunity to make laps around people. And we did. And then I started slowing down for some reason, mistake, big time mistake. And it turns out, like, getting to the core of everything, and I've mentioned this before, just my struggles with food, but it really, for me, the catalyst, the source of a lot of that lack of energy, motivation, brain fog, etc., was coming from the food that I was eating, from living off of sugar fuel. And every time I switch, every time I change, it's like, bam, I feel better. I feel more motivated. I feel more excited. I feel happier. And all those like positives that come from it, I have to ask myself the question, don't you want to feel like that all the time? Why are you doing this thing to yourself? Why do you keep doing it? Is it something you really want in your life or not? And asking myself that question honestly, you can get to the other side, just like flossing, where you go, you know what? This is long-term the best, the best of the best. So I'm gonna make that choice. I'm gonna do that thing. I'm not gonna say to myself, I can't eat healthy every day. I'm not gonna say that. As a matter of fact, I wasn't saying that. What I was saying was I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to make the choice to do this forever. Now I am. Now I'm very curious about it. It's exciting for me now to dig deep into nutrition, dig deep into these different ideas, and you literally, it's so crazy. You don't have to deprive yourself at all. Like, you can have so many good, tasty, amazing meals that you enjoy eating or whatever. You just change the way you eat slightly, and you are disciplined about what you put in your mouth and what you put on your plate, and you hold yourself accountable for knowing the result of what's gonna happen afterward. And so that's it. So I'm very excited about that. But that was a thing for me. Like, that was one of those things that was holding me back. The same way back in the day, I think alcohol held me way back. Just drinking alcohol in general was the beginning of this vicious cycle where I'd come home wired from too much caffeine, which is my next thing. I already told you this. So my very next thing I'm going to conquer is caffeine. But I'd come home from a long day. I drank way too much caffeine. Then, in order to settle down, I would have a beer or two, which would mellow me out, make me fall asleep, but I'm not getting good sleep. Then I wake up groggy and tired, and I'd caffeine up again. And then the cycle can be, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So getting rid of the alcohol really helped. I mean, it really changed a lot for me. So now getting rid of the caffeine is going to be amazing. And changing the way that I eat is going to be amazing. And just continuing to clean up the insides here. Because what's interesting is you see on the outside what's going on the inside.
Yeah.
Same thing with our thought patterns. Same thing with the attitude of I can or I can't. You focus on I can, and what can you do, and what are you in the process of doing. So you may not be the best at something, but it doesn't mean you're not good at that thing, or it's not possible for you to be good at that thing. All you say is, maybe I haven't put the time in to learn this. And honestly, I'm not interested. Okay, no problem. That's honest. Then stop doing that thing. If you don't want to get better at it, you shouldn't be doing it. But if you say, I haven't put a lot of time in this, I'm not an expert yet, I'm working on it. Every day I'm looking to get better and better at this one thing. You're going to get better at that thing till eventually you get to a place where you're like, yeah, I feel very proficient doing whatever that thing is.
Makes sense.
Like, I wouldn't say to myself, I can't start this show by myself right now. I would never say that. I would just say, I haven't put in enough time for me to be able to do this in an emergency situation when I only had 10 minutes till the show started to do everything. And that's where I want to be, and I'm going to work to get to that place so that at any time, honestly, I can have your back. That's also what it means.
Yeah.
Because not only do I want the show to go on, and I want our fans to to be represented and make sure that they're not sitting there waiting for 15 minutes, or they're not sitting there and there's no sound, which is annoying. So not only that, but I also want to have your back. So if you ran into an issue, or if something came up and for whatever reason you couldn't communicate, I could go, yeah, bro, you shouldn't have done that, but you know what? I got your back, and the show went off flawlessly. Let's rock it tomorrow. And I want that, because that's something now that I don't have that ability yet. So I'm going to work on it actively, just like brushing my teeth and flossing my teeth or whatever, like taking something and going, okay, so how do we do something about it? How do you hold yourself accountable? You know, and that's a whole nother episode, but going down that path leads to positivity, not negativity. Me blaming you doesn't help. Me blaming me does help, because now I'm now putting myself in a place where I'm not a victim. I'm not the victim of you falling back asleep. That's a weak loser mentality. Winner mentality is, we didn't win this morning. And I could have done better. I could have prepared better. I could have put myself in a position to help us win when you fell down. I didn't do that. I'm gonna do something about it. You know, and that's I would think a team you want to be on.
Oh, for sure.
Right. And the other one doesn't, because the other one it brings fear.
Yeah. The tables are flipped. Like, it's just, if you don't know how to at least get it up and do some of the stuff that I do, then you'll never have my back. And then it's solo, but I always have your back, 24/7.
Right.
So it's a,
well, and here's the thing. I've had your back.
Yeah.
The last few days, I've had to wake you up in the morning.
Yeah, you've been
I've had your back big time. And I do have your back always. And what I'm saying is, I want now to be able to have your back at a higher level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be able to be self-sufficient, so that I don't need you. I want you. And that's, I think everybody should be in that place. You should be, especially when you're a boss man, or you're the person running a certain thing. You don't want to need your people. You want to want your people. Because when you're in that case, by the way, it's so much more powerful. Like, I don't need you. I want you here. When you're here, the morning runs better. It's more fun. It's just better. So, like, I want you here because, dang, you're good at what you do, and I love having you around. That's different than, like, I need you because without you, the show doesn't work. Like, no, a weak sauce. Weak sauce.
That's a good point.
All right, everybody, that is our episode. I want you to remember, take the word can't out of your vocabulary. Just remove it, pretend it doesn't exist, and fill it in with something that's going to be positive in your life, or just be honest with yourself that you're just not interested. You don't want to quit smoking. Okay, fine. Don't say I can't quit smoking. Just say I'm not interested right now. It's not something I'm into. Okay, we can get behind that. But take the word can't out of your vocabulary. All right, this has been the Mornings with Matt show. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, help us spread this light-driven content to the planet. Thank you, and God bless.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone. Rough. Heard you the first time.